There's lots lined up for you on this edition, but let's get you started with breaking news coming in from Karnataka. Two lives have been lost as a beam of under construction metro pillar collapses in Bengaluru's Navagara. In the tragic incident that took place in Bengaluru's Navagara area, a beam of under construction metro pillar collapsed, leaving a mother and her child dead. That's the unfortunate information that's now coming to the fore from the IT capital of the country, Bengaluru there. The metro construction, which is going on in full swing in one of those areas, an under construction beam of a pillar came crashing down and unfortunately 2 innocent lives have been lost. Harish, my colleague, now joins us for more on this. Harish, what's the latest on the operations there? Is it just the 2 people that have unfortunately lost their lives, or are there more people that are believed to be trapped?
Well, right now, at this moment, the information coming in from the authorities is that 2 people have lost life. No information on if there are others who have been injured. What we do understand is, unfortunately, it was a mother and a small child who have lost life in this particular accident that happened. The police have to give us more information on whether there was lapse on part of the construction agency which was carrying out this particular project for the Bangalore Metro Rail Corporation.
Right now, Harish, we've seen several such instances come to the fore of shoddy infrastructure work that has been done across Karnataka. This, unfortunately, is just the latest in that long list.
Absolutely. Remember, already there were question marks on the quality of work of Nama Metro. There was an audit also that happened after the honeycomb kind of a formation was seen in one of the structures on MG Road, and there was an audit after that. Now the fact that under construction pillar, at least beams of it have collapsed, raises far more questions on, one, the kind of safety procedure that's adapted by the BMRCL to ensure that either workers or other road users and their lives are not lost. And second, the overall quality of the work. Both of them are now under scanner, under question, and BMRCL will have to come out and clarify what it is doing to ensure that both of these aspects are taken care of. And remember, the Chief Minister recently had revised the schedule for various stages of Bangalore Metro, and there will be question marks on whether whether BMRCL cut corners on any aspect in the process of increasing the speed of the project.
Right, so were corners cut? Was there shoddy work that was done, and what was the reason of why this all came crashing down? All of that will have to now be investigated. But politics is surely going to erupt over this, Harish, isn't it? Because the opposition there has been accusing, the civic body has been accusing the BJP of taking bribes from contractors, and this is going to perhaps lead to that again, given that this also was an outsourced work.
Absolutely, that always could be something that the Congress would corner the government on, saying that there is enough indication that there is huge corruption in government projects, and Metro is one of the major projects being undertaken by the state government. So there will be question marks on whether this happened because there was corruption involved, and second, multiple contractors have been changed where processes followed in that aspect, and also we've had accidents at metro sites earlier. After that, what was the SOP that was generated to ensure worker safety is taken care of and road user safety is taken care of, and if that particular SOP has been followed at this particular site, construction site of Bangalore Metro.
Right. Stay on with me. Congress's Sankara Guha also with us on the phone line. Sir, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. How do you look at this? Unfortunately, 2 lives have been lost. But this is just the latest incident that we've seen of shoddy infrastructure work in the state there.
It's absolutely disheartening to see such things repeating time and again. This is not the first time. Last time, if you remember, even during the floods, we had such mishaps happening non-stop. And there is so much of unscientific work happening on the roads of Bangalore. Every time there is an incident like this, we discuss on TV and there ends the matter. In the last 3 years or so, or in the last 2 years or so, so many incidents, so many deaths have happened. So one politician or one official who has been held responsible to this. We've lost so many lives, so many people have been handicapped. Their day-to-day works have been lost. Everything has happened, but with total apathy. I don't know how, when, why. Every time the matter ends at we discussing on a TV channel or in a public forum, and that's it.
Right.
And who is asking them here? There is nobody to question them. If you come and look at Bangalore, 30% of the roads are dug up. Yesterday we had another incident where an old shop called Sati Stores was lit on fire because of this unscientific road work in Bangalore. And the Honorable MP of Bangalore South, Tejasvi Surya, in his report card of 1 year says that he is responsible to bring this metro. Now, will he take responsibility of this metro pillar falling off? Who's going to be held responsible? Where is the investigation happening? What has happened to the previous investigations of similar incidents? Nobody is there to answer. I think the buck stops here. Government should get serious and hold people responsible and punish them.
Right, heads need to roll. Stay on with me. JDS's Tanveer Ahmed also with us on this broadcast. Tanveer Ahmed, if you heard what the Congress spokesperson was also saying, that heads need to roll. The government is not holding anyone accountable, even though we are seeing such instances come to the fore every now and then, unfortunately. Do you concur?
Definitely, heads definitely need to roll, but politicizing such a serious matter is totally uncalled for. It is an accident because metro construction is done by a very professional organizations, and we as JDS party would definitely not like to politicize, but we definitely stand with the family of the victims. A proper thorough investigation needs to be done. Where are the lapses done? The lapses happened. Just because for the sake of politicizing and for the heck of having a frame of the national television, I wouldn't like to really blame any political party or doesn't like to, because no political party definitely encourages accident or would definitely like accidents to happen. This is an accident, and a thorough investigation would definitely go into the matter why it really happened. Rather than standing with the family of victims, I think political parties should not do anything. Nobody should definitely politicize this issue. My entire sympathy and condolences with the family, and I'm sure the government of Karnataka, especially the police, would carry on thorough investigation to find out where were the lapses.
Right, Brinda Adige also joins us on this phone line. But Tanveer Ahmed, I'd like to ask you another question, and that's about the fact that you said, yes, we shouldn't make these kind of instances political, but it is election year in Karnataka this year. And this is not the first incident of civic apathy or negligence that has come to the fore, and that too from Bengaluru, not from any other part of the state or small town or villages. This is coming in from Bengaluru, several instances like this coming in.
See, when you're talking about instances like pothole deaths, yes, it is due to the...
Right, sorry to interrupt you there, Tanveer Ahmed, but MD of BMRCL, Anjum Parvez now joins us on the phone line. Thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. Your first response to the tragedy that has unfolded in Bengaluru?
Yes, madam, this is a very unfortunate incident, and we never expected that this kind of incident will happen because we take all the precautionary measures, but it has happened. So how it has happened, I am about to reach the place and we'll have a thorough investigation in this thing and how it happened and who are people who are responsible for that. And then accordingly we have to change the entire protocol of this kind of structure. This is the first time it kind has happened. So we are also really extremely sorry about this, and we'll take all the remedial measures. I can only say this at this point of time. When we do the complete investigation, we'll come to know what exactly was the reason, but it's very unfortunate.
Right. A thorough investigation, of course, will reveal what exactly transpired. But, Mr. Parvez, if it is found out that it was, in fact, due to human error or due to negligence, then will those responsible be acted upon?
Yes, definitely. No second thought about it. If it is because the neglect of somebody, definitely those people have to be, action will be taken against those people. There is no second thought about it. Okay.
Right. Mr. Parvez, I know you're rushing to the spot, but one last question I have to ask you. There are several questions that are being raised about the nature of infrastructure work that is being done in Bengaluru and in Karnataka, specifically the metro construction. Also, several questions has been raised about it being shoddy and there being bribes being paid, etc. How do you respond to that?
No. See, BMRCL is one organization which is, I can say that these kind of things is out of question. Okay. And metro work are such a work where there is a multiple agency who are involved and they do the thorough checking and all. So there is no question of shoddy work in BMRCL because the entire inspection is done, the safety certificates are taken. This is one incident where the reinforcement has fallen. Now, generally we tie all the 4 ropes from all 4 sides so that no movement should happen. And in this case, one rope has broken. Now, why it broke, we have to go into the thorough investigation of that thing, and then action will be taken against those people. Okay?
Right, Anjum, Parvez, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. Brinda Adige, a social activist, continues to be with us on this broadcast. Ms. Adige, unfortunate news there coming to the fore from Bengaluru. A mother and child have lost their lives. Is it just a mere accident, or do you think there is negligence that is to blame?
We must not term these things as accidents, unfortunate incidents. All of this is a lot of lip service. This is just criminal negligence. And this criminal negligence must be brought to book. All the people who are responsible for it. See, the ones who are going to be doing the inquiry are also the people who are with the powers that be. So what is the kind of result and report that we would be getting? A simple report that will say this was an accident because the rope was not very tight or something else was not very well. So the blame will be put on something else other than the people responsible. And if we do not fix accountability, and if that accountability is neglected, and people are not penalized, especially the senior officers and everybody who's in it, we will continue to lose citizens' lives.
Right, so heads need to roll and accountability needs to be fixed also as a measure of an example so that these kind of instances don't happen again. Because Brinda Adige, we see these kind of instances coming to the fore of negligence, of civic apathy every now and then, unfortunately, from Karnataka.
You're absolutely right, but you also know that Karnataka is the land of 40%. There have been so many people who have committed suicide, and these things have come out in the fore. But is that 40% also? How many lives, how many heads rolled? None. Nobody. Somebody might have been suspended for a short while, and they will be back. There's nothing else. You know, their job doesn't go. Their perks continue to be there. All the senior officers will continue to enjoy. One scapegoat will be caught, and that scapegoat will, have about 90 days of transfer in one of these places, and then back to square one. Not any loss to these people. And as long as we continue to treat them with kid gloves and not hold them responsible and accountable for jobs that they are supposed to do in the correct manner, following the SOPs, we will continue to be the sufferers. Citizens will pay our taxes and lose our lives.
Right, Brinda Adige, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. It is civic apathy, it is negligence perhaps that has claimed 2 lives, 2 innocent lives. A mother and child are dead because an under-construction beam of a metro came crashing down in Bengaluru. This happened in the Navagara area. BMRCL, which is the body that looks after the construction of the metro, goes on to say that if there is human error, if there's negligence to blame, then heads will roll. We'll, of course, hold them accountable to that. Mohandas Pai of RN Capital is also joining us on this broadcast. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Mr. Pai. You are a prominent citizen from Bengaluru. This is not the first time we've heard such an instance, an unfortunate tragedy coming to the fore. Why do you think we keep seeing these kind of instances of civic apathy and of negligence coming to the fore, especially from the IT capital of this country?
There could be many reasons why such a tragedy has happened. It could be a lack of adequate safety precautions. It could be a lack of adequate work practices. It could be bad material being used, which has given way. We don't know. So I think it's very important for the Metro to set up a high-quality inquiry committee, get into details, release a report within 48 hours, and reassure citizens that, people passing by will be safe when the work is going on, and to take action against any failure by the contractor. Because remember, the contractor is responsible for all this. It's normal construction activity. Hundreds of pillars are being set up every day. Work is going on, and it's been quite safe till now. So this is indeed shocking why it has happened. So proper inquiry must be held.
Now, Mr. Pai, we've seen several such instances, especially of pothole deaths that have come to the fore from Bengaluru as well in the recent past. But not much has been done in terms of fixing accountability by the civic body or by the state government. Do you think this case would be any different?
Well, I think, it is tragic that deaths have happened because of potholes and government has not taken action. And we have gone on record to say there's deep corruption in the road breaking thing. There is no such thing in the metro. Metro is a very Metro is done very professionally. Big companies have been hired by a tender. They're all highly qualified, highly experienced companies. So it's a very shocking surprise that this has happened, and that's why a proper inquiry to be done. The pothole and the metro are two different issues. We should not mix them. But this is a surprise. So we really have to get into details. And I think we must find out how did that woman and child, did the woman and child come into a barricaded area? How did they come inside? Because normally the area around certain area around a work is cordoned off and nobody is allowed inside. So that, even if something goes wrong, people don't get hurt. So we really have to find out what happened, how it happened. I don't have any information. So we have to wait for an inquiry. And we should ask government, we should ask BMRCL that they must take urgent action. We must tell government that if there is a negligence, action as per law must be taken.
Yes, and like you mentioned, Mohandas,